welcome to Tack It Up. I'm Hilary, and today we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and hopefully yours, the C8 Corvette. A few weeks ago, we posted a video talking about our predictions for the end of the 2020 model year based upon what we knew, and this week we got some answers. The National Corvette Museum hosted their annual birthday bash virtually, and Tach and Harlan were available to answer some questions, so we wanted to share with you a little bit early what we learned. So, what did we learn? We learned that not 5, 6, 7, or 8,000 Corvettes would be produced, but rather the full orders of 2020 Corvettes, which is 20,181 Corvettes will be produced as the 2020 model year. And what that means is that they will push back accepting the orders for the 2021s until they have completed the 2020 run. So the other thing about this is that means that if you have a 2020 Corvette on order, it is likely that it will come as you expect, aside from a few small things here and there that may not be able to be the same throughout the entire run. We typically call these running changes in manufacturing. They should be as you expect. So your color combination choices, your seat choices, all of that will be the same and as they should be for 2020. So that's great news. If you've ordered a Corvette and you're, on pins and needles, like, will I get it? What will it look like? Will it be 2020? Will it be 2021? It's gonna be a 2020. What that probably means is, are any predictions about them being more rare because there's less of them produced? I still don't know that I agree that the 2020 will be any more rare, especially now that we know 20,000 cars are being produced instead of, like 10. So anyway, we also learned, and GM was able to share some facts about how they're starting the plant back up, or recently started the plant back up is probably a more accurate way to say it. So in late May, they started the Corvette plant again, and they started with 15 cars a day, and they will slowly ramp up to 90 cars per shift. So right now they're at one shift, they could possibly go to 2, but the reason they started with 15 cars is they wanted to make sure that all their operators who are coming back in were refreshed on safety training, were compliant and understanding of what needed to happen surrounding the pandemic that's still lurking around us and affecting production of many businesses. And they also wanted to make sure that everybody is trained properly and refreshed on the proper procedures, because they've been out of the plant for a little while, and I have trouble remembering what I ate for dinner last night, let alone exact processes for building a beautiful sports car. So I'm glad that they took the time to slowly ramp back up instead of just going in and trying to build as many cars as possible. So what that means is they're also doing some extra checks. They're pulling, I think, about 2 cars per day right now, and they're taking them on an 18-mile run and also going over them with a fine-tooth comb. So if you happen to get your brand new C8 Corvette and you're like, what the heck? There's 18 miles on this car and it's supposed to be brand new. Don't be mad. What it means is that your car has been gone over by engineers and it is the best of the best. There should be not a thing wrong on that car because it was gone over so well. So if you get those 18 miles on your car, or maybe a little bit more, then you know that your car was one of the ones that they pulled out to do those extra checks on. And I think that's, as a consumer, an awesome thing that GM's doing. Some fun facts about how GM is producing these cars and car colors. They do not have to batch the color. So what that means is they can paint a gray car right after they painted a white car. They have that built in the way that the line is run. They can switch colors on the fly. But they probably have a product wheel which tells them which colors they can and can't produce after another. For example, they can't produce a white car right after they painted a red car, because there may still be some bits in the system. So it's likely that there's some sort of secret recipe or color combos that are acceptable. So you can probably go from white to gray and from gray to yellow or something like that, but you can't go from, red to white, you could probably go from red to black, and then from black to Zeus bronze, you know, that kind of thing. But it's cool because what that means is they don't have to produce all the red cars at once. They can produce them in whatever order makes sense, or whatever order they received them. I'm not sure how they're doing that, but they can produce them that way and just switch from color to color. It's like having a magic paintbrush that, you know, you flip a switch and it changes, and oh, I want a red Corvette. Oh, now I want a black Corvette. That's probably gonna look silly later. But anyway, I personally think that's really cool as a mechanical engineer who deals with processes all the time, that they can do that switching, and it allows them to be really flexible in how they manufacture and a lot more efficient, which is probably part of the reason that they can get such high throughput even in times like these. So I've compiled a list of the most and least popular options, since now they know and GM can share the statistics on what colors people liked and what options were popular and things of that nature. I didn't go into all the options for the sake of this video, but the main things that you'd want to know, and maybe a few other random bits, I threw in, and I made up the most popular car and the least popular car, and what those would look like. So you can kind of determine, hey, everybody's gonna be like, man, that's a cool car because I picked all the popular colors and options, or you're gonna be very unique, very rare, and maybe only have a couple people that really truly appreciate your unique sense of color and style choice on the C8. So let's see what the most popular car of 2020 should look like. So if you bought the most popular car based upon statistics, you would have a torch red 2020 Corvette. I've had people on my TikTok say, you know, why do you have a black car? Why do you have a white car? Red's cooler. Statistically, you're right. Red is cooler. Black and white, respectively, were third and second. I said that backwards, but black was the third most popular, white was the second most popular. So you're right, red cars are cooler statistically. But anyway, 25% of cars were produced with torch red exteriors. Pretty cool, right? And as you might guess, black is the most popular interior color. Black on black, that's black stitching on black leather, is 28% of cars had that. But if you factor in both the red and yellow stitching options, black interiors make up 43% of the cars sold. So black's a very popular color. It also was the most popular color of seatbelt chosen, which this makes sense. Typically black shows less dirt, and if you eat in your car or are getting in and out of it and using it a lot, you know, it can be very hard to keep those other colors clean and tidy. Also, black goes with every other color combination, so it is a great basis for anything that you have on the exterior. It just looks really good and really clean. So no surprise, black is the most popular interior color. The 3LT option was the most popular, and then going back down, 1LT was the least popular. So high-end sales, right? If you're gonna buy a Corvette, if you can afford it, why not go for the 3LT? And then calipers, bright red was the best color option. There were two red options and I believe yellow, and the bright red version won out and the yellow was the least popular. And then as far as wheels go, the carbon flash wheels were by far the most popular, with 42% of production being carbon flash. Now, if you were a least popular car, I already hinted at some of these, but if you bought the least popular car statistically, or as we like to call it, the most rare C8 2020 Corvette, would be either Zeus Bronze, and I'll post a picture in this video that shows what it looked like when we saw it live at Corvette's Carlisle 2019, or the Accelerate Yellow. It would have the Morello red interior, and there's two different red interiors. The Morello red is the deeper of these two reds. The other red option was far more popular, and that was only 1% had Morello red. So in and of itself, regardless of other options, if you have a Morello red interior, you are the 1%, my friend. Congratulations. And then seatbelts, yellow or orange were the least popular. They both were around 4%. 1LT, as I mentioned before, was the most or least popular option. And then yellow calipers are also least popular with 8%. But if you think about it, it could be possible that somebody would have theoretically purchased a car that looked like this. If you have an Accelerate yellow car with yellow calipers, yellow seat belts, and a Morello red interior, then congratulations. You probably have one of the most rare C8 2020 Corvettes produced, especially if you have the silver machine wheels, because those were least popular as well, with only 10% of cars getting the silver machine wheel. So if anybody out there ordered this car in Zeus Bronze or Accelerate Yellow, this hypothetical car, please let me know what it looks like. I'd love to see pictures when you get it. Comment down below. I want to know what this beast would look like if it actually existed. So the other things that we learned was some confirmation about 2021 Corvette changes. And we've mentioned these in a few of our past videos, so it may be old news to you, but there will be two colors that will be changing from 2020 to 2021. The first is the Blade Silver will change over to Silver Flare Metallic. And the second is the Long Beach Red will change to the Red Mist Tint Coat Metallic. And that is a mouthful for me, but I've heard it's worth it because I've heard that this car color looks like a fireball, like it's very dynamic in color. It looks like the car's exploding. And if it's really truly that brilliant, I haven't seen it in person, but if it's that brilliant, it may give Torch Red a run for its money. I still think Torch Red will be the most popular. It is classic, it is Corvette Red, but the Long Beach Red has been around for a while, since 2016, and it's not getting the love that it really should, so they're replacing it with this Red Mist Tint Coat Metallic. So I can't wait to see what that one looks like because I've heard such good things. So that's what we know. That's what we learned from Tach and Harland, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, why not? Subscribe. And if you want to follow us on other forms of social media, you have some options. If Instagram is your thing, follow us on Instagram at Tach_it_up. If TikTok's the thing you do, follow me on TikTok at Tach_it_up_Hilary with 1L. And if you have Facebook, follow us on Facebook at Tach It Up. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great week.